There's this old nursery rhyme about girls being made out of sugar and spice and everything nice, and boys being made out of rats and snails and puppy dog tails. Clearly, someone lied to that writer about the psychological makeup of girls, or the writer never grew up around any girls. It's been 21 years since the original Mean Girls movie. This version is based on the Broadway musical with a social media spin. I saw the original Mean Girls from 2003 and I really liked it. It was funny and snarky and stained with the ugly truth about the behavior of some girls whose only purpose in life is to keep their foot on the neck of other girls. Basically, it's Lord of the Flies esque behavior set in a high school and fueled by how girls navigate through society. Of course, there's teen boys in this film, but what purpose do the boys serve? Mainly Aaron Samuels, the cute jock. I'll get to that, and I'll try not to give away too many spoilers. The movie begins with Damien and Janice, the two high school outcasts, recording a TikTok video and cheesing it up to a song titled Cautionary Tale. It's a fitting song because the cautionary tale of this movie is being yourself is more important than being popular. Or at least that's what the message seems like on the surface. But is that really what this cautionary tale is saying? I'm not so sure. So, the sweet young heroine of the story, Katie, is sitting on the African plains of Kenya and singing and sulking until her mom tells her they're moving to the States so that the mom can take a new job. And that means that Katie gets to attend school with other humans. Fast forward, and Katie is entering high school territory for the first time ever. And she has an impromptu singing and dancing scene with the other students. Of course, since Katie was homeschooled her entire life, she sits through class confused on the whole teenage rebel against authority dynamic that most of the other teens happily practice. But Katie is immediately befriended by the outcasts, Damien and Janice, who are welcoming to her and willing to clue her in on the high school social hierarchy. And Damien and Janice also do what some outcast kids do who aren't part of a larger clique. They do their best to stick it to the popular kids, proving that the outcast kids are just as mean and just as happy to harass other kids, just like the popular kids, or like some of the popular kids. Now, this is a musical, so there's a lot of scenes where the characters suddenly burst into song. For me, this had the effect of stripping some of the humor or the tension away from the scene. And social media is a huge part of this movie. The kids are TikToking themselves to death, which is why I was surprised that they kept the concept of the burn book in the movie. Wouldn't these social media savvy teens use something else other than a physical book? I don't know. But if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button. So, really, Mean Girls is about the social hierarchy for girls and women set in a high school, so that it's less threatening than, say, if this was set in corporate America or wherever you work. After all, it's easier to deal with insecure girls when you're still in high school, right? Anyway, Katie is excited to attend school and full of self confidence, unlike all the other girls. And that's part of what makes Katie different. It's that difference, that spark, that catches the eye of Aaron Samuels, the resident heartthrob and the smart jock. He is in Katie's AP calculus class. Now, if you've seen the original film, then you know that eventually Katie caves in, gives up her own identity, and reshapes herself to fit in with the popular clique, the Plastics. The Plastics are three other girls: Regina, who's the leader, Gretchen, the second in command mean girl, and Karen, the girl who is as dumb as rocks, but she sure can dance. There's a good phrase in the movie that defines the Plastics: cheap, fake, and easy to break. What I found ironic is that any of the regular girls in that school can be popular on TikTok, Instagram, or any other platform dominated by teenagers. Meanwhile, these regular girls have zero friends in real life, which is where it matters most. Social media gives all of us the chance to be plastic. However, the plastics do their best to stay on top of the school's food chain because that means unlimited attention and adoration, which translates into perceived power. But of course, girls use their power differently than boys, even if the goal, which is to be the leader, is the same. Katie goes to Regina's house and meets Regina's mother, a woman who would rather be her daughter's friend than be the authority figure. Regina is condescending to her mother and to her friends. Yes, Regina is painted as the bad girl in the movie. But out of the four characters, Katie, Regina, Gretchen, and Janice, to me, it's actually sweet little Katie who is the most ruthless. She proves to be a master at deception and manipulation. Despite Katie's inexperience with school politics and school in general, she quickly went along with Janice's plan to sabotage Regina. Katie also was busy mimicking Regina's behavior every chance she got. Katie easily lies to everyone: Janice, Damien, Regina, Gretchen, Aaron, the teachers, and her own mother. Katie attempts to destroy everyone who gets in the way of getting what she wants, which is Aaron. And she also wants Regina's role as the leader. And all of this is set to a catchy toe tapping beat. In fact, this film reminds me of a 1980s movie about a quartet of girls terrorizing the high school. Except in this movie, the bad boy was actually bad and seriously manipulating the cool girls and the jocks. But getting back to Mean Girls, the plastics use cutesy names like Apex Predator and Strong to describe their vicious behavior. But the better word is bully. And no story about high school social hierarchy for girls would be complete without mentioning boys, because the boys, especially the athletes, are usually the driving force behind the girls' social hierarchy of being pretty, thin, and popular. So, what purpose does heartthrob Aaron serve in this story? Well, Aaron is a victim of the girls' maniacal competition, but it's Katie, Regina, Gretchen, and Janice who pretend to be the victims. Yes, Aaron gets something out of it. He gets the girl that he wants. But the girls treat him like a pawn. He's disposable as long as the girls can trump each other. At the end of the movie, Katie doesn't get a true comeuppance for her mean girl behavior because the story tells us that Katie was the victim of it all, just like Regina was a victim because she was strong. So, to smooth away all the angsty moments, the movie ends on a feel good scene after the spring fling dance. That way, you won't see the real cautionary tale, which is don't be fooled by the role reversal, because when the bully gets a beat down, they'll pretend to be the victim, which pretty much sums up the Mean Girls movie. So, if you were terrorized by mean girls in high school and you still hate them 20 years later, well, I don't think this movie will help, but it'll take your mind off of it for 2 hours. And with that, tell me, what do you think of the Mean Girls musical? Is it better than the original movie? Comment down below.